Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and what I got for you today is a review of the Skytech M72 Explorers. Now the M72 Explorers, as you can see by what's attached to it, is a camera quadcopter. It's a little bit smaller than, say, a Syma X5C, somewhere in between that and that would be a mini quadcopter and a micro quadcopter, so it is more or less a crony. But if you look at it, it is another one of these new breed of quadcopter, well, I guess old breed of quadcopters that is using the Syma X5C style camera. This is probably the Syma X5C camera. Syma probably produces this camera through other manufacturers, and I guess there's a flood of these on the market right now, and a lot of these cheaper, inexpensive quadcopters are taking advantage of that by including either a capability to use this camera or including this camera entirely with the quadcopter, as in this case. Other than that, the M72, it appears to be, I believe it's kind of the shape of the, I believe a clone of the 33043, if I remember correctly, 33041 Mold Kings. But other than that, you know, that's where the similarity probably ends. It does include an on-off switch here, nice lights on it. They're blue lights though, so it's going to be difficult to see front and back. Looking over the transmitter includes an LCD screen to give you an idea of status of the transmitter, not of the quadcopter, but it will have whether it has bind or not reception with the quadcopter. The buttons on it this is for flips, this is for changing the rates. These are trim buttons for pitch, these are trim buttons for roll, and the center button here is for activating headless mode. I do not know if this has one key return. It's not advertised. We'll try to hold it down for a few seconds to see if that also selects one key return. These buttons here are for yaw control, and this is for taking a photo, and this button here is for taking a video, or starting and stopping the video. These little red buttons here are all inactive. They're just decorations, in effect. Okay, let's start this thing up and try out the M72. I will start with the camera and see how the camera works. And well, actually, before we even take off, I am going to do a throttle off test. And to satisfy one of my viewers who says I need to throttle it up high, I will do that for him today. just to make sure that everybody's satisfied here. Okay, the battery is inserted. By the way, it uses Syma X5C battery, so that's a plus on this right there. So, okay, we are putting it down on the ground, turning on the transmitter, binding it to the quadcopter, and I will be holding the quadcopter and throttling it up. And then we're going to turn off the throttle, or turn off the transmitter. Transmitter off. 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, and then it drops. So you got about 5 seconds there before it drops. And there is a different color lights, by the way. It's green and red in the back. It's just a blue trim that I was seeing there, so they are not the same color lights. Okay, turn the transmitter off and turning it back on again. And rebinding. And we regain control that way. Let's first look at, okay, the trim's working. Make sure the trim works. Stability. And it is a very stable little quadcopter. If I had throttle trim also, I'd show you that. Let's fly this just by the trim buttons alone. Nice and stable for beginners. Okay, let's land it one more time. And point it in the direction of Owens Peak in the distance. And we're going to go try headless mode out. Activating headless mode. That should be in headless mode right now. Let's verify that it is. Oh, yeah, it is, but it thinks that direction's its headless mode direction. What I am going to do, though, is turn the quadcopter back off and on again. I want that direction to be the headless mode direction. Off in the direction of Owens Peak. Turn the transmitter back on. And binding or turning on headless mode. And there we go. See, I'm applying full yaw. and it has no effect. What's my dog barking at? Hold on a second, folks. Oh, she sees people walking their dogs off in the distance. Okay. So headless mode is working. Right, left. How about a 1 key return? Let's go over there and hold down that button for a few seconds. Does it do 1 key return? No, it does not. Just headless mode. Okay. Now we will try the camera. I'm going to move a little bit farther away from my dog so she doesn't make that noise. We'll go over here so you don't hear her barking in effect. And make sure headless mode's turned off. No, it's not. Hold on. Okay, headless mode is turned off now. So landing the quadcopter, now we got to try that camera off. See how that camera operates. Turning on the video. Video should be recording. Verifying that we got a red light blinking. Yes, we do. Video is recording. Let's try the camera out on this camera quadcopter. And that's the camera on the M72. This is a very gentle flyer, by the way, folks, right now in beginner's rate I'm in. Now, they advertise this thing with 30 meters range, but right now I'm telling you I am over 30 meters easily. Probably getting close to 70 meters up. $80 meters up, maybe 100 meters right now. Okay, reducing throttle. Reducing throttle. Coming down. So this could be a nice little camera quadcopter. By the way, it lifts the camera very easily. I hope the video is nice and gentle on it. Not too much jello. But it seems to fly very nicely with the camera. Okay, that's enough of the camera. Turning the video off. Well, let's see its maneuverability. Let's go to higher rate. There's a jet flying overhead at about 10,000 feet. Okay, we're at high rate now, and it is very maneuverable, folks. How about flips? No power for flips, sorry. I guess the camera used up the power for flips, but it is a nice flyer. Look at that. Let's see if there's an even higher rate. Nope, just beginner and expert. But expert flies very nicely. Nice little maneuverable quadcopter. I didn't fly out of range. It said 30 meters, but this is obviously more than 30 meters, its ability. But again, it does have that little 5-second delay there. But overall, this is a nice little quadcopter. Very nice little quadcopter. Performs similar to, I guess, the Bolt Kings in performance. And it's lifting that camera with no effort, it seems. So, I don't know what size motors this uses. Maybe it uses larger size motors. But it has no problems lifting that camera. I wish I could demonstrate the flips. But again, no more power. Oh, there we go. Maybe you got to hold the flip button down. Yeah, you got to hold that flip button down. Let's bring it down so you can see that. Oh, the lights are blinking now. There ain't more power now for flips. Okay, we're getting LVC warning. Let me show you that. Nice and stable little quad, but there's the LVC warning. The front lights blink green, and you can see them in strong sunlight, so that's good too. Let's see how much advance warning we get here before that battery wears out. This is a nice little camera quadcopter. I hope that camera came out nice and the video came out nice, because this is a really nice flyer. If they can combine that with the flight ability of this thing, you know, a good camera with a good flyer, it'll be a good seller. And this is a good flyer. I'm just worried about it being a good camera at the same time. And again, look how stable this thing is for beginners. Let me go back to beginner rate. Nice and gentle for beginner flyers. Got a little bit of a wind back at my back here that I'm fighting, but boy, that gives you a long LVC warning, don't it? Maybe a little too long. Going back to higher rate because it's fun. That's over a minute LVC warning on this thing. But it's sluggish, and there we go. Okay, so you got plenty of LVC warning on that. Let me make sure that camera's back to green so it recorded. So again, this is the Skytech M72. I like it. The only thing I don't like is that 5-second delay when you fly, if you fly out of range, but the range seems to be, well, good enough for this. It's more than the 30 meters that's advertised for it in effect, so it's pretty good range actually. I was at least 100 meters overhead there. You'll see it in the video. So again, I enjoyed it. Skytech M72. Hope you enjoyed the flight. Quadcopter 101, signing out.